Good morning, everyone. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the North Country, where birds are smart enough to go south for the winter, but I am not. So the first thing I'm going to do is I bought these magnet lights from Harbor Freight, Braun. They're like $7 and something each, and they work really good. I really like them. You know, you can do all kinds of things with them. Hang them from your shirt, you know, while you're working, or angle them different locations and things like that. Has a magnet on the back. The only problem with these magnets are not permanently affixed to the base of this. They come right off. Anyway, I'm going to take them off. I'm going to show you. And then I'm going to glue them on permanently. Because every time you do that, not every time, but most times you do that, the magnets, of course, it's not doing it now. Well, it almost did it. Yeah, it's doing it. See, the magnets come right off of it. See that? Little tiny magnets. Which I've almost lost them a bunch of times. But while I still have them, I'm going to fix this problem. I just fired up the diesel heater, so I'm going to have to talk over it again. That's the way it goes, though. Let me open this Harbor Freight screwdriver kit here. See what it looks like. These are all purchases that we made in the last video from Harbor. Boy, what a cheap case. That can go right in the trash. The reason I broke this out is I want to pry off the magnets. Yep, that one's off too. See, they just come right off. One of those magnets actually won't come off. So we'll wait till it does before we glue it. There. That was an easy fix. Okay. Those shouldn't come off anymore. So now I'm going to get organized, and we're going to start to build something. We're going to start a new project. And it is going to be badass. I can assure you of that. Alright, we got that taken care of. Now let's open up our new mask we got at Harbor. Anti-fog coating. Boy, we need that, especially this time of year. Kind of has a blue tint to it. I guess it's supposed to be that way. This is great for grinding. Let me show you. Let me show you. This is what I used before with my wire wheels and my you know, when I didn't need a respirator for grinding, I used this thing, but let me show you the problem with it. See? You usually need hearing protection too, and this you can't, it doesn't work. See, that doesn't work. I've tried every which way, believe me. Here's the solution. Bam! As we grow more and more into our hobby, we learn these things, kind of like the most expensive way, it seems like. You know, try one thing, it doesn't work, you got to get something else. A lot. The nice thing about this new mask that I bought, it's kind of swivel mounted straps on it. See that? I like that. That's nice. It's vented all the way around the eyes, but still protects them. Okay, another good purchase. I also picked up these L squares from Harbor. They have the little level device on them. These come in real handy. I had a couple of these already, but the problem with the ones that I had, let me show you, is when you're welding, you're working around a lot of heat, and I burned them up. I burned them up because, and now it won't, see, it's a couple of places, now it's not square. It won't go square because of it being burned up. These are metal, so that's going to be helpful. So we'll get these out of the packaging and we'll put them in our arsenal. Now, a friend of mine that lives in Colorado Springs sent me a link to a place that makes real nice 90-degree angled jigs, permanent metal jigs. And I just ordered a bunch of those, and that's going to make my life a lot easier too. So thank you, Tim. And I'll show them to you when they come in. It takes about 10 days for them to make them, so they don't make them until you order them, apparently. So the pictures look badass. We'll see. Today, I'm going to start another living room furniture project. This one is going to be the end table, but with a cabinet right next to Candy's chair. We made the shelf on the left side of her chair. Now we want to make her an end table, because I already made me 2 of them and they're badass. Now she's got a little jelly, you know, she got jelly. She looks over at my end table and goes, hey, why can't I have one here? So, you know what, honey? Lifelong partner, I'll make you one, no matter how long it takes. So we got scrap metal, and as usual, as is the norm, especially on this channel, we're gonna take scrap metal, use just what we have. We're not gonna order or buy anything. I was gonna say anything, but I did order a plasma cutting, a small piece of metal with some plasma cutting in it with some writing. Aside from that, we're just going to use scrap parts that we have, make it up as we go along, and hope it turns out good in the end. That's how we roll. And if it doesn't, we throw it in the garage, and if it does, we'll bring it indoors. That's how we do things. So we do have some bigger angle iron that I got about a week ago, and let me show you. And we only have 4 pieces of this, so I'm going to make this the basic top and bottom frame for our new build. So depending on how much material we have is going to depend on how big or small we make it, right? Right. So we have enough to make 2-foot sections. So these are basically about 4 feet long, so I can cut them up into 2-foot sections and 45-degree angles. And that'll get us started. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start there. Yeah, buddy. Heck yeah. We're in the single digits weather-wise all day today. So I think we're expecting like a high of 9 with like 30 miles an hour winds from the north. So it's going to be colder than shit today. Got to move this to a 45-degree angle. Never trust the settings on your equipment. Always measure them manually. We're talking about stuff the average guy can do here, right? So we're talking about average backyard welding stuff. Alright guys, here's what's left of those angle iron pieces that I just cut. That's all that's left. And I don't have any more of this, so that's what you do when you're working with scrap metal. You you hope you have enough, and I had just enough. There was no room for error, and I got lucky. Especially with this piece that kind of got twisted sideways on the chop saw. I think it got jammed into the blade somehow. I changed the blade. That seemed to cure the problem. But that's all that's left. So now I'm going to take these pieces out into the 9-degree temperature weather, which that ain't shit from Minnesota. That's like a summer day, 9 degrees. And clean them up, get them ready to weld. We want to make sure they're all exactly the same size, or as close as we can. We get a little sideways with that one. This gives us a chance to try out our new respirator, guys. I think it was like $1 more than the last one I bought. This one has like a little protector. It says for your hygiene, protective storage. It's got a little plastic thing that goes on the back of this. My last one didn't have that. So this one's even more badass. Heck yeah. Oh, we got this steel freezing cold now. Set it over by the diesel heater. Get some heat on it. Ooh, it's cold. This will heat it up in a hurry. Like you guys know, I've been squaring off my welding pieces with these old carpenter squares, and I'm going to continue to do it for this project, but I am anxious, quite anxious, to get those new jigs in the mail, because that will eliminate the need for this, and I'll be able to clamp everything in place really tight and weld it up instead of tacking it. it's just gonna make life a lot easier. But right now, we're redneck welders, and we'll continue to be redneck welders. And we'll continue to make something from nothing forever. So, yeah, I'm gonna set up my welder. Again, we're gonna be using the Miller-Matic 255 because it's already set up. So I just need to get my settings and wait for that steel to warm up. And then I'll just use this scrap metal here to dial in my settings on my welder. This is the time of year I put on the heavy coat, the one that I just bought, and like the same day I bought it, I burned it up. Where is that? Right there. Candy sewed it up for me though. The reason I wear this a lot of times too is like if I know someone's coming over and they need something welded, I'll throw this on real quick so they think that this guy's a pro. Let's get started. We're going to tack it on the inside and weld it on the outside. Then grind out the welds. I use a magnet to hold it flush with the other piece because, like I informed you before, the table's warped. So that's all I need, is just to hold it flush for a few seconds to tack it in, right? Here's where our newly glued Harbor Freight lights come in handy. Look at that. Just right. I'm starting out with 15 volts and the wire speed 148 right now. We're going to have to probably change things up as we move along. All right, let's hit the corners. Okay, that came out good. Let's get the other one welded up. Then we'll grind out these welds. Alright, here's what that looks like. I have both top and bottom welded up. Now I'm just going to go grind out the welds. And then I'll see you when I get back. They are right. This is fog-proof. 100% guaranteed. This one is. Leastways in the eyes, I mean. It's a good design. There. Perfect. I'd say we're off to a really good start here. Top and bottom done. It's a good fit. That's what we want. We want the bottom and the top to match up just perfectly so that we get a perfectly square product when we're done. So here's the first one. Here's the second one. Kind of look the same, don't they? Hey, well, they're supposed to. There's the second one. We just roughed them in. That's all we need to do for now. So fortunately for us, we had just enough steel, just enough angle iron to get this part done. We didn't waste any. We'll pick this project up again in the next video. And when you see the finished product, you're gonna have to pinch yourself, or maybe go to one of them new gummy stores, because you're gonna be so impressed, because it's gonna be so badass. So okay, I'll see you then. Have a good day.